program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Magistrate, Mr. Myrick declined counsel.
Okay.
I'll just have him acknowledge on the record, and then I'll let you take it from there.
We've got Mr. Myrick coming back. We'll close the room.
I get the impression that he may be filing a special appearance on behalf of a sovereign citizen.
Doctor.
And welcome to Facts or Frauds.
Hey, we've got Mr. Myrick back. This is 25-00183, People of the City of Berkeley versus Kamash Daku Myrick.
Magistrate, I'm just going to acknowledge my presence for the record. Patrick Gagnick. I'm here as appointed counsel on behalf of the arraignment docket this morning. I did speak to Mr. Myrick in private. I did explain to him he does have the right to counsel. I explained to him, obviously, that right. He's indicated to me unequivocally that he does not want counsel. Mr. Myrick, is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement.
So with that said, I'm here and present, but with that, I believe Mr. Myrick will address the court on his own behalf.
Mr. Myrick, you have the right to decline counsel. You also have the right to change your mind. If you do, just notify the court.
Yes, sir.
You've been charged in this citation that was issued on the 22nd day of January at about 5:58 in the morning with driving in the city of Berkeley on Henley near Franklin Street while your license to do so was suspended. Driving on a suspended license is a crime for which you could be incarcerated up to 93 days and or fined $500. You have a right to a trial. Trial can be before a judge or a jury. You can act as your own attorney or you can be represented by counsel. If you cannot afford to retain your own attorney, an attorney can be appointed for you. You'd have the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. You'd have the right to testify yourself or not to testify. In the event that you choose not to testify, your silence cannot be used against you. You have the right to be presumed innocent until you're proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The court's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
No, sir. I don't even understand the charges here.
The charge is driving a car on the streets of the city of Berkeley while you're not licensed. You're suspended. That's the allegation.
Well, I totally understand, and I would love to plead, Your Honor. But before I have some questions on the record, before moving forward and concerning the subject matter of the jurisdiction and the nature and cause of the action that's brought against me.
The nature of the cause brought against you is a criminal charge.
Okay.
Alleging that you were operating a motor vehicle on the streets of the city of Berkeley while your driver's license was suspended by the Michigan Secretary of State. That is the nature of the charges brought against you.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, are you saying that these are criminal charges?
Yeah.
Okay, Your Honor. Further, that brings a little bit more confusion for me because under the Constitution, there are two criminal jurisdictions. One is under the common law, and the other one is under admiralty, and that's a military tribunal venue. And under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. Which one of these criminal jurisdictions am I being brought on charges under?
Mr. Myrick, your perception as to the nature of the Constitution and its implications is grossly distorted. You're not dealing with reality.
Objection, Your Honor.
You can object all day long, but the bottom line is that what you are alleged with doing is a crime, and you are facing criminal prosecution here with a potential jail sentence of 93 days. Now, this isn't complicated. If you want to come up with words that don't make sense, keep talking. But the bottom line is that there's no correlation with what's going on here and admiralty law whatsoever. And the common law is a civil concept. We have statutes in the state of Michigan, as do all 50 of the states. The federal courts have statutes, and common law is a civil thing. There's no common law crimes.
Exactly. So you've ruled out the common law, Your Honor. So the other criminal jurisdiction that I can be brought in charges under is under admiralty, and that is a military tribunal.
There is no basis in law or fact for the conclusion that you stated, sir.
Your Honor, you said that I'm under a criminal. This is a criminal charge, correct?
Yeah.
So which of the two criminal jurisdictions?
You haven't heard what I've said, sir. This is not a matter of having the two choices that you have spoken to.
Wow.
You are misreading the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and the statutes that are brought against you here. There's nothing to do with admiralty. You weren't in a boat.
Well, Your Honor, you two have a sworn oath of office, correct?
I am sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Michigan, and the statutes related thereto. And that means that I'm not going to.
So you do have a Sixth Amendment obligation to inform me of what jurisdiction.
And I think I have done that. I have told you that the people of the city of Berkeley have brought charges against you.
Well, Your Honor, the people is not a person. If I'm being brought up under criminal charges, there needs to be a corpus delicti, which there isn't. So I'm asking you.
Do you know any other legal words? Why don't you just mix and match them here?
Well,
maybe you could get a Department of Labor form and read a couple lines of that into this record too. Or maybe you'd like to deal with the probate code. But the reality, sir, is that you've been charged with a city ordinance violation. It's clear what the ordinance says. It's clear what you've been charged with. You have a right to be presumed innocent, and you have a right to a trial. We're going to set this for a pre-trial before the trial. You'll be notified by mail. Do you still live on Mendota?
I do, but I have.
What is your phone number?
I'm not issued a plea, Your Honor.
I have entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
I object.
What is your phone number?
You cannot enter a plea. I do not. I have not entered a plea.
I just did.
Your Honor.
What is your phone number?
There is no plea that you can enter in because I didn't voluntarily enter in the plea, Your Honor. I'm asking you, Your Honor.
You want me to enter a plea of guilty?
Under the two jurisdictions that
there's not two jurisdictions.
There's only two jurisdictions that I can be charged under the Constitution,
no, that's
Your Honor.
Mr. Myrick. That's what your conclusion that there's only two jurisdictions here is absolutely without merit.
Your Honor, you said that this is a criminal charge. I'm asking you, Your Honor.
I'm asking you what your phone number is. Let's get down to basics here. You're making this very hard on yourself.
Your Honor, I
What's your phone number?
To assert my right, Your Honor. And
what is your phone number?
Your Honor.
What is your phone number?
My phone number, Your Honor, is...
Yes, I'd like to know it.
Your Honor, we haven't even established what jurisdiction we're in.
I have established that. I told you it's the people of the city of Berkeley that brought the charges against you.
Your Honor,
you said that three times now.
You stated on the record that these were criminal charges, Your Honor. I need to have an understanding. By the Constitution, Your Honor, there are only two criminal charges.
Where does the Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
Say again, Your Honor?
Where does the Constitution say you have to have an understanding?
By the Sixth Amendment, Your Honor.
The Sixth Amendment says you have to understand. The Sixth Amendment can't make you understand if you're being unreasonable.
Your Honor, I have the right to understand what jurisdiction I'm being brought under, and you have an obligation to inform me of that jurisdiction.
Which I have done about 17
by the
times.
Constitution under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, Your Honor.
Mr. Myrick, your bond is $1,000 cash or surety. It must be paid within 48 hours or there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest.
Your Honor.
That's done. We're through. Good luck.
Your Honor.
Get your own lawyer.
Your Honor, you have not given me a jurisdiction, Your Honor.
I've given you a jurisdiction 4 times. I'm not going to waste any
Your
more
Honor.
time.
Your Honor, I think you there was a disconnection or something.
No, I disconnected you. If you want to continue, come to the courthouse, sir.
Your Honor.
Come to the courthouse if you want to continue the conversation.
I would like to move for dismissal.
I would like. It's not going to be. No.
I would like to move.
You're gone.
Okay. So is that Mr. Myrick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Myrick, good morning. It's I've got this set for a pretrial. Now I have a note here that said that you were not interested in court-appointed counsel, which is fine. So basically at this point in time, it's a pretrial. So I would set you up with a breakout room with the prosecutor to see, what their, if they have any offers or what their story is. I just want to make sure when you go in there, like you don't have an attorney with you and they're the attorney on the other side. They may give you an offer that you like, and that's fine. But I just want to make sure that that at any point in time, if you don't like the way the conversation is heading, if you change your mind and you do want to come back and ask for an attorney, just come back and let me know. Okay.
Okay. Before I get into the breakout room, Your Honor, I do want to address we are in the pretrial stage, and in the arraignment stage, I was entered a plea involuntarily. So I would love to have an ample amount of time to draw a meaningful defense. If anything, there was some questionable things that the last judge mentioned that I haven't found at all as far as a statutory jurisdiction. But I would like to have time to draw a meaningful defense as well.
Okay, so do you not want to meet with the prosecutor then?
Well, I don't think it's completely prudent right now, simply because we haven't technically went past the arraignment stage of this process. I feel as if my due process has been violated. Fifth and 14th Amendment. I didn't enter a plea, and here we are in pretrial. So I would like to kind of digress a little bit and have at least enough time to develop a meaningful defense.
Okay, I guess I'm a little confused. So you had an arraignment date, and
yes.
At that arraignment date, did you refuse to enter? Did you refuse to enter a plea? Because that's the time where a plea of some sort has to be entered. So at that point in time, did you, of your own volition, say, I'm not saying anything at all?
Well, that wasn't totally the case, but I didn't have understanding of what court I was in. And I didn't understand if it was a criminal jurisdiction, civil jurisdiction. And based on the at least the federal laws for sure, we didn't come up to an understanding. So
okay, so were you in? So just so I understand, were you in custody at the time you were arraigned? Were you in custody?
No, sir.
Okay, so how did you know how to even zoom in and get here?
Say that again, Your Honor.
How did you know? Like for the arraignment, like oftentimes when there's an arraignment, that happens when someone's been arrested and they're sitting in custody, okay, or if they've received a ticket or some sort of notification. So you just said to me that you didn't even know what court you were in. So I just want to know, like, how did you know how to get here? How did you know how to zoom in? Because the information contains all of our like what court it is, what magistrate, like all that's contained in there. So I just how did you know otherwise?
No, I did receive a ticket, and I got notice. But what my issue was appearing here on special appearance today, and I needed to get understanding of what jurisdiction I was in.
Okay. All right. So because I definitely want to make sure that people know where they're supposed to be. So I think I'm looking at the same ticket that you had. So it says on the ticket, 44th District Court, Royal Oak, and then the court address is on there. And then you said that you received notice. So the notice that went out, it would have had the Zoom instructions. Again, Mr. Myrick, as you can imagine, we are, I'm always very concerned in making sure people have the proper notification and all of that. So it does appear that, I mean, you're here a second time. The only thing that I was, now looking at the file here, you were ordered to post a bond and you didn't. Now, I'm reading the notes here. It says there was a bond of $1,000 cash surety, no 10%. So $1,000 bond was expected to be paid within 48 hours. Now, Mr. Myrick, we're here today. You showed up on time. So one of the reasons that a bond is ordered is, one, for the safety of the community, and two, to a secure appearance. Well, you come here a second time, and so I am very comfortable that you are going to continue to show up. So at the very least for you, Mr. Myrick, today, as long as you continue to abide by the expectation that you'll show up, and you have twice now, I'm going to actually amend that bond. So that even though you were supposed to do it within 40 hours and you didn't, okay, the fact that you showed up here again, at least to me, is enough evidence to suggest that I can count on your appearance going forward. So
that's righteous.
I'm going to amend the bond to a personal bond. Okay, remember, that's not a cash bond. It's just your personal promise that you'll continue to show up for court dates as you have so far. So I'll amend this to a 1,000 personal due to defendant's multiple on-time appearances.
And what I'm ultimately asking, Your Honor, is that if I can have more time to, I don't have any discovery. I don't have what I need to assess to move forward. So if I can have more time.
I have no problem adjourning the pretrial so that you could do some more information gathering. Just to let you know, Mr. Myrick, again, like our court, as you can imagine, with 696-75 Woodward, we have a lot of traffic misdemeanors that come through this court. And one of our signature programs that we've been doing for the last 8 years is, trying to really help people, because I would imagine that you pay attention to the challenges of the Metro Detroit area and public transportation issues and people's ability to get around, and how many people over time have got themselves in the cycle of they have to drive, but they pick up a ticket and they can't pay that ticket, so their license gets suspended and they get stuck in the cycle forever and ever and ever. Okay. Well, in our Operation Drive program, what we've done over the last 8 to 10 years, we've been keeping stats since March of 2016. So in the last 9 years, we're over 1,700 licenses restored. So that's something that we try to do, is make sure that we inform, educate, get people the information that they need, which, Mr. Myrick, you could probably imagine, for years and years, the court system hasn't been great about letting people know even where to start, how to get their license. So in the meantime, while you're doing your investigation, I at least want to let you know, bear with me, I'm just looking at what's on your record so that you can at least know, because some people don't even know where to start, how to go, or what to do. And the law has changed in a significant way. It used to be that every single little ticket that you get would suspend your license. Now it's only a couple tickets here and there that do that. So, so
I'm very honored, Your Honor, to be in your courtroom. I think you're the one that I've heard so much good news about, good-willed and good-hearted judge that assists the public to opposed to the opposite. So I truly appreciate your efforts here. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. So, all right. So, so just to give you a heads up, I mean, I would imagine that over the time, because I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since you had a license. That there might be, like this idea that there's a ton of tickets that are holding you up. There's actually only two tickets that are actually suspending your license. There's one no proof insurance from like 2005, and one from 2000, and that one's in Detroit. Okay. Now you might have a number of tickets in Detroit, but basically now you can be surgical in your approach. Instead of having to pay the whole boat, you could pick the one that is suspending your license. Now you'll have to ultimately pay them all, but as you know, Mr. Myrick, it's a lot easier to pay off tickets if you have a job that you can get to reliably without having to pay for Uber, Lyft, all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
and so, or looking over your shoulder all the time, rolling the dice.
Yes,
and so, what we try to do is let's get in there, make a surgical approach, take care of the tickets that are actually suspending you.
Yes, sir.
And then you can get about the business of taking care of the other ones. Once you get your feet underneath,
Yes, sir.
So it's there's a 2005 no proof insurance out of Detroit and a 2009 out of Allen Park. Now, if those two are taken care of, all that's left is a $125 reinstatement fee with the Secretary of State. So you've got those two, all right. The 125 reinstatement, Secretary of State. Now, since you haven't had a license in a while, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to have to take the written and the road test again. But again, after all this time, after all this, energy and frustration with the process to have to sit down and take a written test, Mr. Myrick, obviously you are aware of your rights and you know how to study and do the work. You pass a written test, no problem. And then the road test, you could take that right away. So
Yes, sir.
literally, Mr. Myrick, again, I'm going to give you whatever time you need, but you're actually probably closer than you've been in 20 years to getting a license. If, again, you decide if that's a priority for you, but again,
it is, Your Honor. It is. And it has been daunting. It has been daunting.
See, I get this, and I get the sense too that so much of the frustration with the process is in so many ways justified, because Mr. Myrick, that's what I was seeing for years. People were coming in, and basically the system turned individuals who are otherwise law-abiding, hardworking people just couldn't pay a ticket, and then made them feel like criminals, and they weren't. And so what we've been doing, and it's so funny, Ms. Chappelle's here. She's one of my Operation Drive attorneys. I mean, that's what we do. We get people back to work. We get people back to, not walking around in a virtual prison. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So, all right. So, let me see. One piece of advice that I can give you too is you can actually look up. There's not like some secret judge website. You can actually look up and see how much the ticket is. Can you, let me do this real quick. I'm going to send you a chat right now. Just tell me if this pops up on your end. Okay.
Okay.
You just say chat. Did that come up on your end?
I did. I do say notification. I'm going to click it right now.
Perfect. No, I mean, I just want to make sure you can see it. Okay. So
yes, sir.
If, let's see here. Okay, so the 36th District Court, the only challenge I will say though is that because Ms. Chappelle, because his tickets are from his no proof insurance is from 2005, are those going to be harder to look up because they're outside?
The criminal matters are the 7-year. I can probably still find the 2005.
Okay, because I just want to make sure. I'm going to look this up because I want to see if we can figure out how much that ticket actually is, so that before he leaves today, you know what the.
Do you mind if I grab a pen, Your Honor, so I can take record as you?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to get in the way of Mr. Chappelle's excellent work today.
Okay, so Mr. Myrick, I'm going to share my screen, okay, real quick, so you can see All right. Okay, so can you see this? It should be like it says court case inquiry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go back real quick. So I literally just Googled 36 district court case lookup. So again, anybody can do this. All right. And then it got to this screen that says look up case balance, and I clicked on accept view case balance, and then it gives me a register of actions. Okay. So I'm gonna try, and I'm hopeful that we still will be able to pull up, at least find out what the balance is on this ticket. See, these are just to give you an idea, Mr. Myrick, this is some of the issues that we run into, is because people try to track down things, and because of some age of the matters, things like that, it might not be immediately easy to discover. But I'm going to take a look just real quick at some of these outstanding tickets just to make sure. Yeah, so it only has anything. It looks like to me it doesn't have his old stuff easy to access. Was there a different spelling of your name ever, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So here's what I want. I'm going to give you, okay. Remember when I sent you this chat? I'm going to send you the actual ticket number. All right.
Yes, sir.
My only frustration is I can't give you the dollar amount, but traditionally on the no proof insurance, Ms. Chappelli, down at the 36, they usually been a max like 288, right?
It'll either be 288 or 336.
Okay. So there is, did you get that chat from me right now? It should have come through.
I missed the notification. Can I?
No problem. I'll do it again.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So, and then I'm also going to send you the Allen Park ticket number. Okay. And I don't know, does Allen Park have a lookup, Ms. Chappelli, at all? Do you know?
Yeah, I do. I can try to look it up for him.
So, Your Honor, are these two ticket numbers that you sent me in the chat?
The first one, so the first one I gave you, I did it on repeat. Okay. That's the 2005 no proof insurance out of Detroit. So if you contact Detroit, give them that ticket number and say, or if you want to show up there, just go walk in there and say, I'm here to pay this ticket. How much is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then once you pay that ticket, then they send a clearance to the Secretary of State. Then that's one down. We got one to go. And now I'm going to send you the Oak Park, the Allen Park ticket. And Ms. Chappelli, you'll be able to see this once I send this. I'll just send this in the general chat. If you're at the, okay. Do you see that, Mr. Myrick?
Yes, sir. I do see it. I'm recording it right now. And this is the 2009, right?
Exactly, 2009 out of Allen Park.
And there is a lookup, Judge, but I'm not finding that ticket.
Okay, so yeah, so it looks like that's the only ticket out of Allen Park. So you should be able to call up there, say, here's my ticket number. I'd like to pay this ticket. Okay. Now, from my familiarity, just so you know as well, like the Berkeley prosecutor, if someone is going to get engaged with our Operation Dry program, usually there's a reduction to a non-traffic misdemeanor, so it doesn't go on your record, doesn't extend it. And so in addition to you looking into your own defenses and things like that, all the things you're doing will also put yourself in a better position to have a good resolution from the Berkeley prosecutor on this one, even if you decide, okay, well, I don't really have the defenses to this, but I definitely don't want to extend my suspension. I don't want any points to go on my record to push this out further, okay? All right, but once those two tickets are done, then
I think I just found it, Judge.
Did you?
I think so. This 2009. Is that what we're dealing with from Allen?
2009. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, the system's kind of slow today.
That's all right.
All right. So there is a drive-by license, and this is the spelling of the name's accurate. It was an order of annulli pros regarding a drive-by license suspended, but they still have a $45 fee showing. And then going back, there's 3 separate tickets. And then going back to the second ticket, because Judge, you're thinking it's an NPOI?
Yeah, it should be an MPOI.
All right. Because there
No
are
proof- no
three
proof
tickets, all of
insurance.
which are showing 45s. So
Really?
yeah. So let me look at the second one. Sorry, it's taking so long.
That's all right. That'd be great
All right.
news because that'd be just $45.
No proof of insurance. This one was a default judgment. It is showing $45. But it is showing a bond that you posted, sir, back in 2009 of $398. I think they took that, so perhaps they applied it to that fee, and they just want the 45. That may be the answer on that one.
So okay. So best case scenario, they'll let you just pay the 45. Okay. Worst case scenario, they'll want the $45 on each of the old tickets, so 135. So best case scenario 45, worst case scenario 135. But that's Allen Park.
Wow, that's great.
And that's 24th District Court, sir, if you're looking it up.
24th District.
And it's interesting because these are very old cases, but the close date on the third ticket is 2017, and now I'm getting error readings. So, but there's just 3. Looks like you had your bond taken on the no proof because perhaps you didn't go back, and that may satisfy that.
All right. So Mr. Myrick, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bump this out a couple weeks. You get to work chopping away at that kind of stuff. But I will say this. I only want to bump it out a couple weeks because if you get those things done, all right, I want you to come back and see me. We'll be able to run a new driving record. We'll see if by doing that, all right, that they follow through and let the Secretary of State know. Because if they take your money and they don't let the Secretary of State know, then the suspensions remain. And then we can even contact the Secretary of State and just make sure that they know, like, oh, by the way, he paid those. And then when you come back here, you can give me an update. But just know, if you've paid those 2 tickets, you should be able to go to the Secretary of State and pay the reinstatement fee and go from there. So what do you think? A couple weeks?
Safely to say, I would say 30 days. If
Fine.
if I can have the grace.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you dearly too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so we'll adjourn this 4 weeks, and we'll send notice again. And then just do me a favor, Mr. Myrick, if you run into issues, I'm gonna send you our direct line here at the court.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
And for example, if you do decide, if you're running into issues, I certainly can connect with Mr. Angot, Ms. Chappelli there. Mr. Angot's our MIDC coordinator. I know that you initially were not inclined to go with assigned counsel, but what Ms. Chappelli's doing today is exactly what would be done. So if you just reach out to us, let us know, like if you're running into brick walls and you say, like, I would like an attorney attached to this case, then call us and we'll get it done. So here's the number directly.
Yes, sir.
I just sent it to you. I can just give it to you. It's 248-246.
No, I'm in the chat, Your Honor. I see it. 248.
246-3651.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I look forward to seeing what you can get done, Mr. Myrick. Again,
Yes,
I could tell you are a person of conviction and that you are willing to do what it takes, but certainly have been very frustrated by the way in which the process has worked for the last 20 years. So let's see if we can change the narrative here, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I really appreciate that. That makes my heart sing.
All right, good luck to you, sir. We'll send you a note. See you in 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay, 2500183, People versus Myrick.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelli on behalf of Kamosh Myrick. Sir, if you could state your full name for the record.
Kimash Myrick, for the record.
Sorry about that, sir. Your Honor, date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. I have spoken to Mr. Myrick regarding the charge, the penalty, as well as his rights. He understands those. He also understands the plea offer, which he would like to avail himself, and that is to plead down to 1 count of allowing an unlicensed person to drive. We have already identified the ticket that is causing the suspension. Once again, your court staff is amazing, and Ms. Bonet reached out to the court, and they have allowed him to pay just the one that is suspending him. And also, on top of that, Judge, there is a price reduction and amnesty, so he's getting a big break in the fine as well. So as soon as we get off the Zoom, he's going to go ahead and pay that ticket, but he'll still need to take the written-in road. So I'd like you to take him into Operation Drive with us.
No problem. Listen. From the very first time I met Mr. Myrick, there was, there was just, that real frustration that so many people that we work with have, because they've experienced just brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, and not information and encouragement, but just like prejudgment and making the determination that, okay, well, because of this they just don't want a license, or they don't deserve a license, and the court system is for many years, Mr. Chappelle, we've seen it a lot of times with the laws that were in place and the way the court treated this. We turned people who are not criminals and made them, feel like criminals. And so I was so grateful when Mr. Myrick and I started talking that he could at least see that this court was a different place. We operate differently. I think by doing so, we've been wildly successful in really helping people turn their lives around and reminding people that they're people, and that our goal is to meet them where they're at and try to figure out how to push forward. And so it's been, for me, a really rewarding process. And I just hope for Mr. Myrick that together, the two of us, and obviously now bringing Ms. Chappelle in as well, the three of us, we're changing, one person at a time, how the reality is for so many people who find themselves in the court system. And the more we do this, the more we keep showing that there's a better way, a really great way to handle these things. Other courts are starting to take notice. We finally, our program, what we do, they're now, they got it going in Troy. There's one in Rochester that's getting started up. We're spreading, because when something this good happens, like, we didn't know each other before this started, right, Mr. Myrick?
Right, correct, yeah.
And we both had to take a leap of faith. You had to trust that I was different than any other court that you had dealt with, and I had to see that I didn't have a bad guy in front of me at all. So this is exciting news. I'm so happy about this Allen Park situation. This is a sooner rather than later thing for Mr. Myrick. He's going to get his license, and it's just. It's not an if anymore. It's a when. Absolutely. So, and the good thing is that I like to fully explain this. This charge that you're pleading to now, just remember, this isn't like some sort of bait and switch or anything like this. This charge does not go on your driving record. There won't be any extension of any suspension. It's a non-abstractable offense. If you actually look at the charge itself, allowing a licensed person to drive, there's no driving portion of it, so they can't use it against you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So, Mr. Myrick, please raise your right hand. All right. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
So help me God.
All right. Please put your hand down, sir. All right. Can you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear and understand me?
Yes, sir.
Have you had a full chance to discuss this with Ms. Chappelle?
Yes, sir.
And are you satisfied with her advice?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're pleading guilty to allowing a licensed person to drive. The driving while license suspended is dismissed. Allowing a licensed person to drive is a misdemeanor carrying with it, and these are maximums. Once you get your license, I don't go anywhere near this. Maximum possible fine of $500 plus costs and up to 93 days in jail, all at this court's discretion. Before you enter a plea, you should understand you have the right to represent yourself or be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you at public expense. We have the right to a trial, either by me or by a jury. At that trial, you'd have the right to confront, cross-examine, question all witnesses brought against you. You'd have the right to have the court subpoena witnesses on your behalf. You'd have the right to testify if you wanted to, remain silent if you wanted to, and no one could say anything about you remaining silent. As you appear before this court, you're presumed innocent of this charge, and your guilt has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Sir, do you understand that once you enter a plea, you give up all those rights that I just said that you'd have at a trial?
Yes, sir.
Once you plead guilty, there'll be no trial. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Anybody promise you or threaten you in any way other than the reduction in charge?
No, sir.
It's your own choice to do this?
Say again, sir.
Sure. It's your own choice, your own free choice to do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's real simple. January 22nd of this year, 2025, were you in the city of Berkeley?
Yes, sir.
And did you allow an unlicensed person to drive your vehicle, that person being you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Satisfied, Mr. Pelly?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
I too am satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. I will accept the same. All right. So just so I know, so I can set the next review date. So he'll do the written and road, but he did have a license before, so they won't make him wait. They won't make him wait the 30 days.
No, he's going to start that process of looking into that next week. He wants to get this done. He's a realtor, Judge, and it's spring and all the houses are going up for sale.
Absolutely.
We don't want him to get behind in the, making money for that. So he's motivated to get this done.
I actually think, Mr. Mike, you'd be very, obviously I didn't know your profession, but I feel like that you would be very good at that. Do you enjoy that profession?
I do, Your Honor. I'm just getting ramping up, and I just love to work with people, and of course, real estate is a big choice and big goal, and so it's a big honor for me to help people reach their goals.
Well, you get it then. You get what it's like to see somebody have a goal and a dream, and be a part of their opportunity to realize that.
Yes,
I'm really excited about this, Mr. Pelly, on a number of levels. I'm so grateful for you for sticking with Mr. Myrick and getting him all the information he needs, and for Mr. Myrick, sort of believing in what this court had to offer, because it's going to happen. So I'll bump this out. 45 days, Mr. Pelly? You think I'll have it by then?
And Mr. Myrick, nothing pending here is going to prevent you from doing what you want to do. So even though he puts it out 45 days, you'll probably come in with a valid license next time we see you.
Yeah, that is absolutely the goal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you,
all right. It's great to see you, Mr. Myrick. I've enjoyed all of our conversations, and I'm looking forward to our last one where we talk about you having a license. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
I really appreciate you, Honor. You're the greatest. You're absolutely the greatest. And I can't say enough about you. I don't even want to be in tears right now, but I really appreciate you.
Well, you're welcome, Mr. Myrick. And just, there'll be other, I tell people all the time, if you ever hear family members or friends or people who are struggling, just remind them, there's all these clinics that are out there now. The days of being hopeless and lost, we've done a lot of work in changing the laws. We've been trying to change the court system as best as we can. There are people who are still hopeless, and we just spread the word like, hey, it happened for me. It can happen for you too.
The world needs more of you, for sure.
That's for sure.
All right. Take care, sir. Thank you. Have a great day. I'll see you soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
2500183.
Ready, Your Honor. John Angot, appearing on behalf of Mr. Myrick. How you doing, Mr. Myrick?
How you doing?
Good. I'm just pulling up the note here, Judge. One moment.
Doing well.
And Mr. Myrick, for some reason, just so you know, our connection is not super great. So I'm going to just stop your video temporarily. I know it's you. I recognize your voice, and just let the audio come through so that there's no break in the action. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, that's better. You sound better. Like I can hear you better. Okay. And I know he's worked with Ms. Chappelli before, so we got a real team going with Mr. Myrick. We want to make sure. I'm very invested and very interested in making sure that Mr. Myrick is able to reach the finish line. Mr. Angot, how are things going? Where do we stand?
One more bump in the road, just a no proof in Allen Park. Once that's paid, then it's a written road test back to the golden ticket in his pocket.
All right. So, and we've talked about this before. What's the story with Allen Park?
I paid a ticket. I paid a ticket. I believe that's the ticket that was holding me up, right, Your Honor?
Yes. When did you pay that?
Yeah, I paid that ticket.
When did you do that?
I paid it the next day after court. I can't remember exact day it was, but I did take a screenshot of the confirmation of me paying that ticket. I just don't have my laptop with me. I'm on a job right now.
No problem. So
I'm going to look, Judge.
We're going to look it up.
If I could just add that Ms. Bonet helped us
The cheapest
get
I found.
reduced.
Right, it was amnesty. Yeah.
Yep, it had gotten late, so they allowed him to pay the $190, right, Mr. Myrick?
Yes, and
Yep.
it came out to like $235.
Right.
And
That was
it was paid.
did you
So
pay
what-
that by April 20th?
What they're showing,
Yes,
if I may,
I paid it like maybe 2 or 3 days before.
there's still the 45. Unfortunately, the $45 reinstate or clearance fee is still outstanding.
What?
That's
I
what
thought-
they're showing. That's what they're showing.
Okay, hang on, Miss Bonet. I don't understand.
That the 45 was included. That's what
Wow.
took it to 235. It was 190 plus the 35. What took it to 235 is what I
There's
paid.
one ticket, 3 charges. All 3 charges are still showing. Each one is showing $45 owed.
Was that the one where the $45 was paid ahead of time
It was.
and they were waiting? So I don't know, did his bank account get charged that extra 45? Or
No,
did they have to deny the payment?
I don't know who you're asking that to.
So, Tammy can relay what went down. I don't remember all of it specifically, but Tammy, do you remember how that worked out? And because we've got to figure. Go ahead.
I thought he paid $45 first,
He did.
Yes.
and then they were running an amnesty program, and I made a phone call, and he had to pay the additional 185 or
190.
190.
I don't have the paperwork for it.
Yep.
But there was a time limit because the 45 would have to be rejected because he paid that online several days before he paid the other amount. It wasn't one payment, it was 2 separate payments. Correct,
Right.
Mr. Myrick?
Yes, ma'am.
So did they receipt both payments from you, or did they just receipt the larger 190 payment?
They received the $45 payment to me, and I just paid the whole full sum of $235. It came out to like $235. I can email the screenshot of the confirmation of the payment for sure before days end.
Okay, so Mr. Myrick, just so I understand, like he tried to pay the 45, they wouldn't accept that, and so then you paid 190 or you paid 235.
Well, the day that you were checking for me, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I ended up paying that 45. They rejected it. They sent it back to me.
Okay.
And the next time I saw you,
Yeah.
we got back on the case, and I was informed that they were given amnesty between a period of time.
Yep.
And I paid it a few days before amnesty was up, and again, I have a confirmation of that.
I'm with you all the way, Mr. Everything you said makes sense to me. The main issue that I have is they rejected that first 45. So all I need to know, all I need to know is what was the amount that was paid before that April 20th amnesty date? Was it 190 or was it 235?
It was 235.
Yeah. So then we got to, and can you, Mr. Myrick, I know you're on the job right now. Is there any way you can get us that so that we can then go back to Allen Park and say, what's the story here? Because that will help us.
Yes. Unfortunately, I actually thought that was done, and I was in the clear, and I'm just working on taking the test. But I can before days end. I don't have my laptop in front of me.
Yeah, don't
I it on my laptop.
Don't worry about that. It's more along the lines of we definitely want to get this done for you as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir.
There are 3 tickets that have $45 on them, but only one of them is suspendable, which is the one that still has the no proof insurance. I'm sure that still has that has the 45 on it. So worst case scenario, then we know that there's $45 more to clear it, but I don't want you to spend another $45 if you've already spent everything you're supposed to. And the only way to really get the answer to that is for Tammy to give them a call. And so if you can verify that you paid the $235, well, then that's the $190 which we were told we were
Yes.
supposed to pay, plus the
Yes.
$45
Plus $45.
that they're
Yeah.
still showing that they shouldn't be showing. So do you see, like, this whole story, this is what we're working on right now for Mr. Myrick. Like, this is why people for years who tried to get their license just gave up, because they would try to do what appeared to be the right thing, and then somewhere along the line, something would get missed, and they wouldn't have anybody advocating for them or fighting for them. I mean, think about it. There's not a lot of courts where the court administrator is going to call another court administrator. The judge is going to get involved. Like, I'm glad you found your way to us, Mr. Myrick.
Yeah, me too.
But it doesn't make it any less frustrating. So, and I have Mr. Myrick's email. He sent that to us before. So Tammy, I'm going to get you his email address. And then you can send him a test email. And then, let's see here. And then he'll send you back the information. And then if you wouldn't mind checking with Alan Park about this, and then we can use his email and you can correspond with him. And because once this is done, then Mr. Myrick can go to the Secretary of State the next day. And take his written test. This is the only thing. This is it, Mr. Myrick. The only thing holding you up. And so, I want this done.
So I have to take a driver's test, because that's what I actually would have took the written test before. Now, I thought I was really putting money to the side to take the driver's test.
Yeah, I mean,
cheapest I found thus far was $225.
Is that Mr. Engott? Is that about what it costs to take a road test?
I think it varies, but I imagine that's right in the kind of the ballpark of it.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Myrick, these are the steps that need to be taken, and then obviously, Tammy's been in touch with you before. She'll follow up with this Alan Park thing ASAP. You will have to make an appointment with the Secretary of State. And then you have to go and take a written test. And once you take the written test, because you had a license before, they'll allow you to go immediately for a road test. And then it's just going to be about saving up the money to do that.
Yes, sir.
So that's why, because I know you're trying to save up the money, because you're trying to save up the money for the road test. That's why I don't want you just to spend an extra $45 just because. I don't want that, because that $45 could go towards the road test.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Tammy, would you be able to follow up with them and help them out on this?
Yes, I'm actually trying to look things up while we're talking about them now.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
Tam. So, she's the best. There's only one Tammy.
He's the guru. Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, I do want to make a general announcement. So Tammy cares so much about helping people with their license. She left our court for a day and spent a whole day in Pontiac working with people at a Secretary of State clinic, just to make sure that they had help from the court side. And that's just what a special person we have. Like, this is a dynamic group. We have to help people through some incredible barriers, and it takes some incredible people. And with Ms. Chappelle, Mr. Engott, and absolutely Ms. Bonet, we're able to get some really great things done. So, Mr. Myrick, I'm going to have Tammy reach out to you again, and
yes,
she'll shoot you an email. If you could email that back to her when you get off work.
Absolutely.
And then let's bump this over just a couple weeks, because I want to stay on top of this. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. I'm very much invested in Mr. Myrick. We've had some really important and I think positive conversations together, and
yes,
and I am determined to see this to the end, because it's deserved. Mr. Myrick cares deeply and wants to do right, and I want to be part of that. So. Let's bump this out a couple weeks. And
this is really amazing. You're an amazing person. You're amazing. You just make me smile, and that's crazy. And I don't even know why you're not. You should be doing so much more. I mean, you're amazing. I'll vote for you for president.
I definitely appreciate that. But as you can see by the screen here, we got lots of people that we can work with, and I feel like I have a chance to do some real good where I'm at, because every single screen here is a life that can fundamentally be changed by being able to get back on the road the right way. And so I know that there might be some other problems and things that I could be managing, but I think I could do a lot of good right here, and we're doing it, I think, pretty darn well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Plus, Mr. Myrick, if I wasn't around here, we wouldn't have ever had a chance to meet, and this has been a great connection.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So,
I love it.
All right, so I'm going to bump this out just in case. I'm going to bump it out 4 weeks, but in the meantime, I expect him to be talking to you, Mr. Angot, talking with Tammy, getting his written test, road test all together, and then hopefully by the end of June, beginning of July, we got this. He drives safely all summer.
Hey man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm marking this day in my calendar as the day that the Honorable Derek W. Meineke launched his campaign for president. It's
boy.
Here we go.
Oh boy. All right, you be well, Mr. Myrick. Take care of yourself, all right? See you soon.
Yes, sir. You too, Judge. Thank you,
care.
sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, see you soon.
Myrick 2500183.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelle on behalf of Mr. Myrick. Mr. Myrick's with us. You just need to unmute. Perfect. So he's made big progress this week. We've had Miss Bonet helping us behind the scenes with Allen Park, and he took care of it. He took care of that this week. So that's a huge hurdle, big jump forward in his case. Thrilled for you, Mr. Myrick. And next step is, setting up the written.
All right. So Mr. Myrick, I know your phone is dying, so we'll make this quick. What's your game plan for when you want to take the written test?
I'll be setting up the written test. Well, today's Thursday. I have a couple meetings going into tomorrow, but Monday is my day that I'm etched out to find out what I need to go through to take the written test, and I should be on the way to that in this week. So I'll have more updates and progress this week for sure.
Great. So I'm going to bump this out 3 weeks, because I believe Mr. Myrick next week will get the written test done. The week after that, I'll have the road test done. I think he'll have his license in 3 weeks, so I better be ready for him. That's all I know. I better be ready for Mr. Myrick, because I think the biggest hurdle was Allen Park. I think he'll be ready for the written test. I think he'll be fine on the road test. We've already gotten over our biggest hurdle. You know that.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
3 weeks sound good to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we got our review done before his phone died. Get on out of here, Mr. Myrick. I'll see you in 3 weeks. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
But more, much more than this. I did it anybody out there from Walla Walla, Washington? Anybody out there got a birthday tonight? Well, there were times, I've had a few when I bit off, more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spat it out.
I don't remember how the rest of it goes.
And thanks for joining us on Facts or Frauds. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, you're subscribed, and ring that bell. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And a huge thank you to all of our Facts or Frauds channel members. And if you're still hanging out, thank you. I appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and ring that bell. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Till next time, I'll see you soon.